The Evolution of the MCU, Episode 22. Over on Earth 10,005, a different kind of conflict was brewing, one that would shape the future of mutantkind for generations. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, Earth 10,005 is the world of the mutants, and we should probably talk about what that actually means. See, in this universe, some humans are born with something called the X gene, a genetic mutation that gives them extraordinary abilities. Some can control fire, some can read minds, some can walk through walls. These powers usually show up during adolescence, often triggered by stress or trauma. The people who carry this gene are called mutants, and for most of human history, they've been hiding in the shadows, afraid of what would happen if the world found out what they really were. Charles Xavier was born into wealth and privilege, but his life was far from ordinary. From a young age, he discovered he could hear the thoughts of everyone around him. He was a telepath, one of the most powerful the world had ever seen. Instead of hiding from his gift, Charles dedicated his life to studying mutation. He earned degrees from Oxford and became an expert in genetic science, all while dreaming of a future where mutants and humans could live together in peace. Remember Erik Lehnsherr, the boy who discovered his powers in the camps during the darkest chapter of human history? By 1962, he had spent nearly 2 decades hunting down the men responsible for what happened to him and his family. His search eventually led him to Sebastian Shaw, the scientist who had taken everything from him. Shaw wasn't just a scientist anymore. He had become something far more dangerous. See, Shaw was a mutant himself. He had the ability to absorb any energy directed at him and use it to make himself stronger. Bullets, explosions, even punches. The more you hit him, the more powerful he became. And over the years, Shaw had built an organization called the Hellfire Club, a secret group of powerful mutants who had infiltrated the highest levels of government and military on both sides of the Cold War. Shaw's plan was simple but terrifying. He had positioned himself to manipulate both the Americans and the Soviets, pushing them closer and closer to the edge. His goal was to trigger a nuclear war, let the humans wipe each other out, and in the ashes, mutants would rise as the dominant species on Earth. When the CIA discovered something strange was happening behind the scenes of the Cold War, they reached out to Charles for help. Now, if you don't know what that is, the Cuban Missile Crisis was the closest the world ever came to nuclear war. In 1962, the Soviet Union secretly placed nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles off the coast of Florida. When the Americans found out, they demanded the missiles be removed. For 13 days, the entire world held its breath as the two superpowers stared each other down, each one daring the other to blink first. One wrong move, and it would have been the end of everything.